Hey guys, what's going on? This is Aaron. I want to send you another video right now about something that when I really learned it, it really changed my life. It changed how I saw the world, and it changed how I created results in my life. It has to do with a device in your brain called the reticular activating system. The reticular activating system, also known as the RAS or RAS. Alright, now what this is, it's basically a device in your brain that allows you to eliminate things that you experience. Now, our brains can only take in so much information. It can only take in so much sensory data. So right now, as you're listening to my voice, right now, you can probably feel your butt on the chair. You can, feel your heart beating maybe. Maybe you don't notice your heart beating. You're aware of the colors around me. You're aware of my black shirt. You're aware of my skin. You're aware of that I didn't shave today. You're aware of the surrounding things around your computer. There's so much going on right now. You may notice a little breeze hitting your face. You may notice so many things, and there are so many things happening at this exact same time, isn't there? So what this RAS does, and when I learned this, again, it radically changed my life. What this RAS does is it eliminates things in your life that are not that it's deemed not necessary. So let me give you an example. We eliminate and cut out the vast majority of things in our experience. We only really focus on things, and those things only come into our life. So I'll give you an example. Somebody can say that the world is full of terrible people. The world is full of terrible people. And you know what? They're going to go throughout their day, and their RAS, their RAS, reticular activating system, is literally going to go out and seek the people who are negative. They're actually going to go and notice the people who are negative, who support their idea of finding the people who are negative. Someone who can say the world is full of positivity, I'm just giving you a very, very basic example, it's not very profound, their RAS is going to go out and get feedback and notice the things that are full of positivity. Give you another example. So, and this is science. I'm not making this up. This is actual science. You can look it up. RAS, reticular activating system. Have you ever gotten a new car, or you got a used car, but you got a new car to you, or maybe you're researching a car and you're really, really focused on this car, and then all of a sudden you notice that car all around the freeway. You see it when you're driving to work. You see it when you're driving home. You just see this car everywhere. You just see this car everywhere the moment when you started to notice, the moment when you started to focus on it, right? So you're focusing on a car, and I'm sure this has happened to you. You're focusing on a car, and then you see it everywhere. Or maybe not a car. You're focusing on, a specific job opportunity, and then you just see that opportunity. But car is a great example because most of us have experienced that. Now, the question is this: were those cars already there before you started to notice them? Were the cars already on the freeway before you started to notice them? And the answer is yeah. The external world didn't change, right? There were not more of those cars that just magically appeared on the freeway. What happened is that you programmed your reticular activating system, your RAS, to focus and notice those things. So the external world did not change, but it's perceived that it changed. So what changed is really the internal world. What changed is what you programmed your mind, what you asked your mind to focus on and to bring back to you. Does that make sense? If it does, it'll change your life, because if you're watching this, you're probably going to notice that, wow, so whatever I tell my mind to focus on, I'm going to notice more of that in my existence. Whatever I tell my mind to focus on, I'm going to notice and, in a sense, bring to me more of that into my life. Okay? Now, how can this help you in your life? How can this help you live an amazing life? Here's the deal. You probably had a time in your life, like me, where something magical happens, where something, maybe you were at the right time in the right place, and you just made a decision, and that decision completely changed in a positive way the direction of your life. Maybe you saw a video, maybe you saw somebody in a black shirt telling you, you know what, you should go ahead and get started with Empower Network, and you just decided to do it. What happened for me is I was in that right time in the right place. I remember when my mom asked me if I wanted to go to my first network marketing convention back when I was 18 years old. And I had a decision. I said yes or no. I said yes, trusting my mother. That decision to see people making money from home, making people who were no better than I was, that decision completely changed the direction of my life. It opened my eyes and my entire path changed. You may notice for yourself, maybe it's your significant other. Maybe you met this person. Now, think back, actually. So, maybe you're in a relationship right now. Maybe you were in a great relationship before. All the events that led up to the encounter of you and your significant other, or someone you love, or maybe not someone you love, maybe it's, a job opportunity, or maybe it's, finding a great business partner, something that all the sequential events that led up to you finding this person or this event or this, company or this job, you made a decision, and that decision changed your life. Now, what happens, and what's happened for me, is that the events that lead up to that point in your life. So all the events that had to go into my life before I made the decision to attend the network marketing event, that one moment changed the course of my life. That was a magical moment for me. That was a magical moment, and you have those magical moments too. Now, back to the reticular activating system, back to the RAS. Most of us are focused on the bullshit. Most of us are focused on all the crap in our lives. We're focused on all the things that aren't working, all the things that aren't good enough, all the reasons that we aren't happy with ourselves. We're focused, and we're literally telling our RAS in our mind to bring to us and to allow us to notice in the external world all those things. Remember, there are always those cars on the freeway. Meaning, there's always everything outside of you. Now, if you challenge me, depending on your beliefs, if you're Christian, you're going to say, you're going to have different beliefs than if you're atheist. And if you're, Muslim, Buddhist, Jewish, it doesn't matter. Or you believe in just a spiritual kind of universal love. Whatever you feel, you have to notice that the cars were always there. It's just a matter of you didn't notice it. So, how do you focus on the things that you want in your life? Now, if you've seen that movie, The Secret, there's a lot of good things in that movie, there's a lot of bad things in that movie. It set people up for failure thinking that they can just, sit and meditate and a Ferrari is going to fall in their lap and they don't have to go take action. But there is something in that point where if you do train your RAS to bring to you and notice the things that you want more of in your life, if you tell your RAS to bring into your life and for you to notice the greatness in people, or the opportunities that are surrounding you, or how about the gratitude and the amazing things already in your life. If you tell your mind to focus, it's going to notice those things. So what we need to do in order to have any level of success in our life is to change what we're focused on, is to change where we're focusing and what we're asking our mind to bring to us. A lot of us need to get our RAS in check. And I didn't make that up, it's from a mentor of mine. But get your RAS in gear. Your RAS is focused on the wrong things. And we need to go and change that. Now, back to the magical moment. Now, imagine right now, you can go back to one of those magical moments in your life where you made a decision, and the ripple effect of that decision completely changed your life in a good way. Where the decision, whether it was small, whether it was asking a girl out on a date or a man out on a date, and that person became your wife or your husband, or maybe it was saying yes to that job interview which got you into the career you're now, and you're very grateful to have that income coming in, or maybe it was there's so many examples. Maybe it was deciding to go to pick up to your dog. Maybe it was a rescue and you decided yes, and now this pet has been in your life for the last 15 years and you couldn't imagine your life without it. Now, that's, a magical moment. You make a decision and your life changed forever. Now, maybe you're sitting at the computer and you have a feeling that you want to have more income in your life. You have a feeling that you want to make more money. You want to do it online. You want to do it in a way which You can spend more time with your kids and, enjoy the company of your wife or your husband, and you want to make money not slaving away for a job, and you want to do so in a way which you can make up to as much as you want, online. Maybe that's where your magical decision lies, and you have to decide yes or no. You have to decide, yes, am I willing to do it? Yes, buy now, take action. Maybe that's where you lie right now. But what if we focus on those magical moments in our life? Just like the RAS in our mind focused on the cars, what if we focus on those magical moments? What will that do? Well, it'll bring us more of the moments into our life, right? That's how our mind works. So what we tell it to focus on, it's going to see more of. Now, if I continually focus on, the magical moments in my life, the decisions I've made, I remember sitting here, how long ago? This was a few months ago when I got started with Empower Network. I had to make a decision. I was like, am I going to do this or not? Am I going to, I had some fear come up. Am I going to do this or not? And you may be experiencing that too. Maybe you're in a place where you're a little bit hesitant about joining an online business opportunity because, whatever you had in the past, maybe you've had some bad experiences. We've all been there. Now, I had to make that decision for myself. I made the decision to do it. Why? Because I saw other people succeeding, and I knew this would work. And I knew that I was ready to have a change in my life. So I made the decision now. As you make the decision now to just get in. That's what I did. I just got in. And I wouldn't have made the thousands of dollars that I've made since then had I not just said yes. And I wouldn't have had that complete shift in my life had I said no and just kind of, dilly-daddled on the sideline. There comes a time in your life when you just need to make a decision, isn't there? There is. So, focusing on those magical moments, you're going to get more magical moments in your life. Focusing on more opportunity, you're going to get more opportunity in your life. Focusing on more optimism, you're going to get more optimism in your life. And it's not that you're changing the world around you. In my opinion, you may have a different belief. It's that we change and we see the world in a different way. We see external reality in a different way. We shape our reality. And again, if you don't believe this, that's fine. I'm only sharing what I believe and what's been true for me. The world outside of us is not, well, I should say, it's subjective, meaning my reality is completely different than your reality, and that's shaped by my values, my beliefs, my judgments, my past experiences, and my opinions. What I see and how I experience the world is completely different than you, and it's completely different than everybody else in the entire world. And what this does is it creates a lot of empathy for yourself. If you realize that your spouse or partner literally does not see the world in the same way you do, literally does not see the world in the same way you do, you can't blame them for experiencing the world in that way. It creates a level of empathy where, like, I think they're crazy, but you know what? In their world, they make sense. Their RAS is focused on things that are different than me, thus bringing experiences into their reality, which they're quantifying as something different than I would. It's all subjective. So I want to leave the message at this. If you're in a power network, awesome. I want you to focus on this technique of noticing what you're focusing and noticing what you're observing in your world. If you're observing things in your world which are not supporting you, things that you don't like, maybe you keep observing, maybe you keep noticing car accidents for a very weird reason. You have to change, stop thinking about freaking car accidents, because, that's a weird example, but you know what, like, if you keep focusing on people who are assholes and you keep seeing assholes in your life, stop focusing on assholes, right? Start focusing on great people who have a great heart, people who are actually out to help people who actually care about people, So that's what I want to share with you today. If you're in a power network, take this to heart and really think about, what this means about your reality is created by your internal representational system of how the universe works and about what you're placing your attention on. And if you're not already in a power network, I encourage you to get in now. If you're watching this and you're not already in, why are you waiting? I made the decision a few months ago, and that magical moment has brought thousands already and tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars in the next year into my life. And it can happen for you too. It just takes a decision to just do it now. So if you're in a power network, whether or not, I want you to remember this internal representation system, remember this reticular activating system that we have in our mind to focus on the good things in our life. You know, focusing on opportunity, focusing on abundance, focusing on bringing powerful experience into our life. Focus on bringing in love into our life. You know, so many of us are in a place of where they just need a little bit more love in their life. And I know I sound like John Lennon, but it's very true. We all just need to be understood and have more love in our life and opportunity. And you know, if you're looking for a way to completely revolutionize how you experience the world and how and the freedom that you have, there's nothing better than the Power Network out there. So go ahead and join now if you're not already in. Go ahead and join now. I'll leave the link below. If you're already in, hope you enjoyed this video. And if you're not already in, hope you enjoyed the video too. And I'll see you on the inside. This is Aaron. Talk with you soon. Go ahead and get started now.